Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randirhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe it.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
As far as my son is concerned, my son is a wonderful young man. He took a meeting with a Russian lawyer, not a government lawyer, but a Russian lawyer. It was a short meeting. It was a meeting that went very, very quickly, very fast. Two other people in the room, I guess one of them left almost immediately, and the other one was not really focused on the meeting. I do think this. I think from a practical standpoint, most people would have taken that meeting. It's called opposition research, or even research into your opponent. I've had many people. I have only been in politics for 2 years. But right. I've had many people call up, oh, gee, we have information on this factor or this person or, frankly, Hillary. That's very standard in politics. Politics is not the nicest business in the world, but it's very standard where they have information and you take the information. In the case of Don, he listened. I guess they talked about, as I see it, they talked about adoption and some things. Adoption wasn't even a part of the campaign. But nothing happened from the meeting. Zero happened from the meeting. And honestly, I think the press made a very big deal over something that really a lot of people would do. Now, the lawyer that went to the meeting, I see that she was in the halls of Congress also. Somebody said that her visa or her passport to come into the country was approved by Attorney General Lynch. Now, maybe that's wrong. I just heard that a little while ago, but it's a little surprised to hear that. So she was here because of Lynch. So, again, I have a son who's a great young man. He's a fine person. He took a meeting with a lawyer from Russia. It lasted for a very short period, and nothing came of the meeting. And I think it's a meeting that most people in politics probably would have taken. Mr. President?
I forgot to pee. And you stop eating. Stop. You know, we have some new people here with us. I'd like for you to welcome. As actually, you know, Scotty Mednick, who has joined us, and now we have Brett Rowley, who is going to join us as a producer. We're growing, everybody, growing, and they just got turned on to herky jerky. And Brett's going to be in the toilet. He won't be able to do his job because he's eating the whole bag. You can't eat the whole bag. Too much milk is no good for you. You get calcium deposits. It's not good. But it's like a perk of working here. You get all the herky jerky you want, and they want a lot. So anyway, and then I forgot to pee because we have so much energy in this place now, and it just we're running around, we're pulling video. But that was the video that started the day. Trump is in France. And he says, I think a lot of people would have taken that meeting. Yes, because all the people working for you would take that meeting. That is why you think that. Yes. A lot of people would have taken the meeting. Yes, all those people that would have taken the meeting work for you. This is, and then I got to show you something. Okay, let's go over this timeline. Timelines are always the best, especially when, you're getting a story in bits and pieces. And then much later, after you've collected all the puzzle pieces, really you dump them all out on the table and you see where the corner of the puzzle is and you see that this is part of the sky, but you still can't see the whole picture yet. We're getting to the point where we're only missing a few pieces and you could see what the picture is, and it ain't pretty. Okay, it's going to be a big hammer and sickle is what that picture is. So I thought we could do a little timeline of what we already have just so that you can follow this really well. We have to start in 2013, of course, and everybody knows that in 2013, Donald Trump had the Miss Universe pageant. Now, we could go back to 2012, and I could show you the video that CNN and all the news media showed you yesterday of this Aguilar family and Fat Bastard all knowing each other, you know, like intimately, and, you know, having dinner and laughing, and, you know, Donald Trump wishing him a happy birthday. And, you know, obviously these are friends of Donald Trump. These are the people that Donald Trump was partnering with to bring Miss Universe to Moscow, A. And B, he was partnering with Aris, who is the dad, who is the oligarch, to bring Trump Tower to Moscow. That's what the business was. And that dinner was only 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Why he makes it sound like ancient freaking history. 4 years ago, he did the Miss Universe pageant, right? And he said, his own words, I met all the oligarchs. He actually called them oligarchs, as if he admires that word. You know, there's a clip of him. I could pull it out of my file, but there's a clip of him going, yeah, Russia. You know, I met all the oligarchs, and they were so great. And I met Putin, and he couldn't have been nicer. Everybody remembers this, right? Everybody remembers this. So, okay, 2013, he's in Moscow doing the Miss Universe pageant, and then he's bragging about all the oligarchs that he met. Blah blah blah. All right, fast forward 2 years, 2015 now. There were intercepted conversations that our intelligence community was able to detect, capture, and listen to in 2015, in the spring of 2015. Those conversations were between Russian government officials and oligarchs, right? Putin's inner circle. And they were discussing Donald Trump so much and so often that our intel agencies said, what the hell is this? What is going on with the love of these Russian oligarchs and these Russian military intelligence guys and Donald Trump? Why are they talking about him so much? Now, this was provided, to the Wall Street Journal. That's not exactly a left-wing rag, okay? It's the Wall Street Journal, and they said that in 2015, our intelligence communities told them, on background, that they have had all these intercepts of Russian government officials discussing not only Donald Trump, but associates of Donald Trump. That is according to current and former U.S. officials. And now they're telling us that the intelligence agencies at the time in 2015 weren't sure what to make of all this talk about how much they love Donald Trump. They did start laughing about chaos in the United States in the elections in 2016. So they knew what to make of that. But the 2015 conversations and the volume of the mentions of Donald Trump associates by the Russians have officials saying, maybe we should go back and listen to these tapes. What the hell was going on even as early as 2015? Now that the emails have come to light on Tuesday, the emails that Don Jr. released, and can I just insert here what my own personal opinion is of why Trump Jr. is so smug while he confesses to what is a crime? He has nothing to lose. You see, he could actually say, I murdered somebody on Fifth Avenue and I used a Russian Kalashnikov, which was given to me personally by Vladimir Putin while he was hacking into the DNC. And I was sitting next to him and I said, wow, you have to show me that language, that hacking language. And he said, it's just, it's too complicated here. Take this gun, go shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, get out of my hair. And then Trump Jr. came back to the United States and he did kill somebody on Fifth Avenue and he videotaped it, put it on Facebook, tweeted it out, and said, yes, I'll cooperate with all authorities. Do you know why he could do that? Because Daddy can pardon him. So this is the smugness. This is, and yet they're congenital liars and they just can't stop lying. No need to lie, Don Jr. Just tell the truth that you did intend to bring this woman in and you knew her because she was a personal friend of Aris and, Idi Amin, the pop star, whatever his name is. And, Emin asked you, that he's told you his father could get some damaging information. And you said, oh, if that's true, I would love it. Also, there seems to have been a phone call between Emin and Donald Trump Jr., which he lied about. He said there was no follow-up on these emails. What? It's a lie. Okay, but the emails come out on Tuesday. And Trump Jr. is describing this meeting with the Russian lawyers. So now the investigators are going back to these early reports, these early intel intercepts about the Russian government just talking about Donald Trump endlessly. They are looking for new leads to probe the Trump campaign's cooperation and collusion in what several U.S. intelligence agencies say was the government's sponsored effort to meddle in our elections. Okay. Now, in June 2016, let me do it this way. Let's do the whole month of June in order. Okay, so you got 2013 Miss Universe, 2015 intercepts, all talking about Donald Trump, all cracking up, all saying, oh my God, just stepped in, gold here. This is, crazy. I bet you that the oligarchs wanted to know, because he was very political his entire life. You got to remember, Donald Trump had, his father had Section 8 housing. You're telling me that didn't happen with the help of the mayor of New York City, Abe Beame, or the mayor of New York City, John Lindsay, or, of course it did. I mean, you don't get Section 8 housing vouchers to rent to people who, now, his father built all these apartments for, Section 8 housing. That's how his father made, I think he owned 20,000 units in New York, his dad. And of course, Donald Sr., Donald inherited his money from dad. And because his brother was gone, he got his share too. So anyway, all right, June. Let's go through the month of June very quickly. June 3rd is when the texting starts going on, right, between Fat Bastard, Goldstone, and Donald Jr. And Fat Bastard is saying, hey, you know Emin, right? Oh, yeah, sure. Well, Emin and his dad, and his dad's a big oligarch. Emin's dad could get you a Russian-connected official to come visit you and give you the most damaging information on Hillary Clinton. And then Junior writes back, hey, man, if you got what I think you got, I would love it. I would love it. They go back and forth. Apparently, there's a phone call in the middle that he lied about. When you look at these emails, he says, what number should I call you on? And Donald Jr. says, my cell. And they're answering each other in real time. So, the first email was answered within minutes, and the second email was answered within seconds. And then, the third email about can Emin call you? There's an hour in between the email, can he call you, and on what number? And then him saying, oh, well, he's on stage in Moscow right now. As soon as he's done, I'll have him call you. That's an hour. There's an hour difference there. So something happened, okay? And then he gets back, Donald Jr. does, and he says, hey, thanks for your help. Now we know the meeting is confirmed for June 9th, 4 p.m. At Trump Tower. That's the last email. Meet me at my offices, blah, blah, blah. I'm also going to bring my brother-in-law and Paul Manafort, who was not the campaign manager at that time. Corey Lewandowski was. But Manafort was a foreign agent, not declared, lobbying in Ukraine for the pro-Russian government of Viktor Yanukovych. So, and Manafort was also being hired. He was in the process of being interviewed and hired to handle the contested election at the Republican National Convention. So this is who he brings. He brings Paul Manafort and he brings his brother-in-law. Okay. Here's what's really crazy. So we know there's going to be a meeting on June 9th with a Russian government official. This doesn't shock Junior at all. He's not surprised to hear that the Russians are supporting his father, because in the emails it goes, this is part of the Russian government support for your dad. I mean, if I got an email saying that there was Russian government support for my dad, I'd say, what the? Dad, what are you doing? What are you up to? What's going on there, No, don't break me now. I have to play something. We know as of June 3rd that there is a meeting with dirt on the table coming forward from Russian government officials. It's going to be given to Manafort, Jared Kushner, and Junior. June 7th. Knowing there would be a meeting in 2 days, Donald Trump Sr. gives a press conference. And here's what he says.
As far as my son is concerned.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Hang on. This is it. No, that's not it either. What number did we give this? 3. Yes, thank you.
They've made hundreds of millions of dollars selling access, selling favors, selling government contracts, and I mean hundreds of millions of dollars. Secretary Clinton even did all of the work on a totally illegal private server. Something that how she's getting away with this, folks, nobody understands. Designed to keep her corrupt dealings out of the public record, putting the security of the entire country at risk, and a president in a corrupt system is totally protecting her. Not right. I am going to give a major speech on probably Monday of next week. And we're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons. I think you're going to find it very informative and very, very interesting.
This is the opposition research that he got or knew he was getting in 2 days. And that's why he says next week. That's why he says beginning next week, I am going to have a press conference. I'm going to have so much dirt on Hillary Clinton because he knew in 2 days, this was June 7th, he knew on June 9th, the Russian government official was coming to Junior's office, and Manafort and Jared were going to sit there and they were going to find out all kinds of crap on Hillary. And so he was prepared to tell his peppy people that in 2 days, maybe Monday, I'll have damaging stuff on Hillary. He knew it was in the pipeline. He knew it was coming. June 9th, they have the meeting. And that same day, Trump tweets that Hillary Clinton deleted 30,000 emails. Same day as the meeting. They had the meeting at 4 o'clock. Trump tweets that night. Hillary Clinton deleted 30,000 emails. June 16th, the DNC is hacked by Russia. And on June 17th, he says, Russia, if you're listening, find the other emails. Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.